People say I talk about some weird stuff, some far out stuff. But how about that chair that you're sitting in isn't solid? How weird is that? This reality is nothing like we think it is.
When I saw what Icke is doing, I was a bit jealous of him. Wow, look at what this guy's doing.
I don't know if anybody else could do it but him, actually.
We are in a period now where speaking your truth is not just important, it's utterly crucial to where humanity goes from here. The world needs renegades.
We had Glastonbury, the Glastonbury music festival, rock concert, whatever you want to call it, this week, and they were apparently using 5G. Very nice of them. Fry the audience that paid a lot of money to go. And 5G is now coming in more and more, not least in Britain. It's being brought in step by step very quickly now from nothing. And but there are some people that have seen the light. This is a story: major city blocking 5G cell towers over concerns they can cause cancer. And by the way, Glastonbury, the town of Glastonbury, is opposing 5G. They don't want 5G in the town. But the Glastonbury Festival, do they call it, can put up the masts and fire out 5G. How much did they get paid to do that? I don't know. Because they're... I doubt they do that for nothing. Well, it's more money. You fry your audience. It's more money. As 5G technology begins to roll out across the country, it is being met by a massive wave of resistance over concerns that it can cause health problems. As we reported last year, reacting to an overwhelming outpouring of concern, the city of Mill Valley in California took an extreme step and blocked the technology from being implemented. Now that sentiment has spread to San Francisco and many other cities. Last September, the city of Mill Valley in California voted unanimously to effectively halt the installation of new small cell towers which carry the 5G technology. The city enacted an urgency ordinance after it received over 100 letters from concerned citizens expressing their worries over the new 5G towers. TechCrunch reports, through an urgency ordinance which allows the City Council to immediately enact regulations that affect the health and safety of the community, the restrictions and prohibitions will be put into force immediately for all future applications to site 5G telecommunications equipment in the city. Applications for commercial districts are permitted under the past ordinance. The ordinance was driven by community concerns over the health effects of 5G wireless antennas. According to the city, it received 145 pieces of correspondence from citizens voicing opposition to the technology, compared with just 5 letters in support of it, ratio of 29-1. While that may not sound like much, the city's population is roughly 14,000, indicating that about 1% of the population has voiced an opinion on the matter. And that would be 60, 70, 80% if people there actually looked at the evidence. Mill Valley residents cited multiple studies which claim that experts have found evidence that cell phone radiation can cause cancer. It's very, very obvious how it does that, by distorting the electromagnetic information fields of the body and distorting the way the brain processes information electrically and electromagnetically, and thus throwing the whole body out of kilter. Now the city of San Francisco has joined the resistance against 5G, and according to reports, they are blocking it permit by permit. While many of the residents are opposed to, for aesthetic reasons, poles all the way down every street, for aesthetic reasons, others are citing the potential for health concern over radiation. So far, the California Supreme Court has thrown a wrench into the plans for implementing 5G with an April ruling that said San Francisco can reject 5G wireless equipment that doesn't meet local aesthetic standards. And that is what's possible if people would just stop saying that I can't. There's nothing we can do. Of course, 5G is being supported by many in the environmental lobby because it's saving the planet. Actually, it's going to have devastating effects on the natural world that are also, I mean, coming back to what I said earlier about plants and plant consciousness and plant electromagnetic fields, it's going to have the same effect on them that it has on the human electromagnetic field, and thus it's going to be devastating for the natural world cumulatively over time. And but because the, it's global warming, we're all going to die lobby doesn't do any research outside the mainstream of its belief system, it won't realize that. And here's another story. End onshore wind farm ban, the Conservative Party in Britain has urged. Pressure is mounting within the Conservative Party, currently the governing party in Britain for people around the world, to end its block on new onshore wind farms after evidence that Tory supporters overwhelmingly back their return. Both Boris Johnson and Jeremy Hunt, who are battling to become the party's new leader and thus the British Prime Minister, are facing internal calls to give the green light to new onshore wind projects that could slash the price of energy. What do you mean slash the price of energy? Wind farm energy is massively subsidised. Latest research suggests Tory voters are far more concerned about fracking than they are about onshore wind farms. Well, they should be concerned about both. I mean, wonderful landscapes, beautiful landscapes and seascapes are being destroyed by these ugly, noisy wind turbines. Some of them are made on the Isle of Wight, not far from me, by the way. You can sit on the side of the main river on the Isle of Wight called the Medina, and you can watch them being floated up into the sea on massive barges, and they are just horrible in their impact on the environment. You fly out of Heathrow into the English Channel, you see vast numbers of these things in the sea. You go up the Norfolk coast on the east of England, one of the places I love, unspoilt landscape and seascape, and now you look out to sea and there are these bloody wind farms destroying the whole ambience of a timeless landscape and seascape. And now, but again, you come back, it's an agenda. Believe in human-caused global warming, and then you can justify this desperation of beautiful, beautiful landscapes.